This is the second of two. There will be 7 crews in this one. In lane number 1, Stanford University. In lane 2, Brown University. Trinity College will be in lane 3. In lane 4, the University of California, San Diego, Notre Dame will be coming out of lane 5. Cal Irvine will be in lane number 6, and Cal will be in lane number 7. Coming up, the men's collegiate JV second heat.
This is the starting line of the San Diego Crew Classic for the men's junior varsity race, their second varsity. The first boats of these colleges have already gone down earlier today in either the Copley Cup or the Cal Cup. Boats are having their final alignment. Still a breeze off their starboard bow. About 4 knots, just enough to raise the flags on the markers. It won't take much for this starter to go to a countdown start. If the boats can't keep their points.
You are aligned. Stanford, Brown, Trinity, UC San Diego, Notre Dame, UC Irvine, California.
All boats have been pulled. That is just the way for the starter to make sure that every vessel, every crew is in their proper lane.
Okay, gentlemen, we will go to a countdown start. It'll start at 5, countdown to 1. And the starting commands will be given. Hands will not be recognized. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attention, go!
There you heard the start of the men's second heat of their junior varsity. From the countdown, gives all the crews the opportunity to get their points. So we look immediately out at Brown University in lane 2, just a half a seat up on Stanford, Stanford and Trinity, Trinity, then Notre Dame, UC Irvine, Cal B. All boats cross the 100-meter breakage. Brown continues at a very high rate. Punched out 3 seats, now 4 seats on Stanford and Trinity. We look outside, Notre Dame is hanging tough. Also the Anteaters from Irvine. As I mentioned that, they have settled down. Brown has refused to settle yet. Brown refuses to settle. They are still high. 6 seats, 7 seats, and now 8 seats up on Trinity. Trinity maintaining half a seat on Stanford. We look outside to Notre Dame and Irvine, and all the way outside to Cal B. Brown has, once established its 8-seat lead, has now shifted down to 35 strokes per minute. They continue to charge this first 500, pushing out about a tiller over Stanford and Trinity. Brown's first across the 500, and Stanford just eases out Trinity by half a seat at the first 500. Then we look outside to Cal, UC Irvine, and University of California, San Diego. Clearly working hard at this point to get as much as they can in the early part of the race. Your leader, as you come up to the 750-meter mark, is Brown University. Stanford says, wait a minute, I'm coming with you. And here goes Stanford as a big push at the 600-meter mark to push back into Brown. They have cleared Trinity. Trinity has let them go. They are 6 seats over Trinity at this point. And then we look at University of California, San Diego, Cal B, Irvine, and Notre Dame. That's your call, 750-meter mark.
This is event number 20. It is the men's collegiate JV. This is the second run down the course for this category. and they will be attempting, the top 3 crews, to join Cal, Boston University, and Orange Coast College in our final. And lane assignments right now, Stanford University in lane number 2. Brown is in lane number 3. They are currently on the lead. Then in lane 3, Trinity College, University of California, San Diego in lane 4. In lane 5 is Notre Dame, University of California, Irvine in 6. And Cal Berkeley is in lane number 7. Settled into our mid-course stroke at around 34, 35. And Michelle Case, I was curious to know, Brown stayed on a high stroke rate for what seemed like an extended period of time. What is the philosophy behind where you make that switch?
Well, Alan, normally we start for a high stroke rate for 20 to 25 strokes at the beginning to get the boat up to speed. It's starting from a dead stop and you want to build some momentum. But every stroke you take at that rate, you pay for further down the course. So it's rare to hold it above 25 strokes before you shift it down to something you can hold for the body of the race. Then most crews, if they need a little extra at the finish, are not saving but capable of bringing it up in a do or die sprint at the very end of the race as well, although rarely achieving the stroke rates that they start with.
Well, we'll see how the strategy works out for Brown as they got off to a relatively high stroke rate, which appeared to be more than the 20 to 25 that is normal. So, but of course, in a preliminary race like this, it's not quite as critical because the top 3 are going to move on. But right now, Brown does have the lead, and they have a rather comfortable lead over Stanford along the shoreline. All the way to the outside, Cal Berkeley certainly has not run away and hidden, as they appear to be moving along and challenging up for that 3rd and final spot against Stanford along the shoreline. So that might be interesting to watch as we have near side and far side going at each other. Then inside it is the University of California, Irvine, as Brown has decided to ratchet it up a little bit, possibly to make a statement here as they've kicked it back up to 36-37. Right now, Brown University is on the lead. Along the shoreline is Stanford, but please watch all the way to the outside to Cal. Then we have some open water back to what appears to be Trinity University. And then outside to the University of Notre Dame. And in the middle, Cal Irvine, and trailing, Cal Irvine is trailing in the middle of the University of California, San Diego.
One of the things that will affect your choice of stroke rate is the surface area of your oars. And so if crews are rowing with a smaller surface area oar, they're able to maintain a higher stroke rate and in fact need to take advantage of that.
This is Brown on the lead. Stanford apparently has fought off the California Challenge all the way on the outside, but now there is a bit of concern about Trinity. Trinity is going to have to worry about Cal on the outside as Brown is in a strong leadership position along the shoreline. This is Stanford, but they have open water up to Trinity, and on the far outside is Cal. So Trinity now moves it up to almost a boat length lead, and unless there's some radical change, it will be Trinity qualifying for the next move. On the far outside, that is Cal, and then inside of them is Notre Dame, and that could be kind of an interesting little finish as those two come down to the line competing for 3rd and 4th position. On the outside is going to be Notre Dame, and very tight as it looked like on the far outside. Notre Dame and Cal very close to one another, but the unofficial top 3 finish here in the men's collegiate JV 2nd and final heat in this particular race is Brown University is number 1, Stanford is number 2, and Trinity College comes in that 3rd position. Coming up next is event number 21. This is the Women's Collegiate Novice A. Once again, we have new young rowers out there ready to work out. And we have 3 heats going in this one, so it'll be the top 2 finishers that will move on, second 2 to the petite final, and the third echelon will go to the final 2 boats. And looking at lane assignments, it's UCLA in lane number 1, Orange Coast College in lane 2. It is Virginia in lane 3, Sacramento State is in lane 4, UC Irvine in lane 5, San Diego State University in lane 6, and the University of California, San Diego in lane number 7.
We are anxiously waiting the start of this women's collegiate novice race. This is the first of 3 heats. I can report to you that what was originally set as Virginia in lane 3 has been scratched, and all the boats have been moved over. So UCLA in lane 1, Orange Coast College, Sac State, UC Irvine, San Diego State, UC San Diego. We still have an alignment.
We have lost alignment.
We have now lost it.
We have lost alignment. When we regain alignment, I will not repole the crews. When we regain alignment, I will go directly into a countdown start. It will start at 5, count down to 1, then the starting commands will be given. Hands will not be recognized as soon as I start the countdown. So right now, coxswains, make sure you're keeping your point.
Still working on alignment. A reminder, do not look to lane 3 for Virginia. In lane 3 is Sacramento State. Currently still have the 4 to 6 knot breeze off the port bow, coming left to right. Lane 1 closest to the shore.
Ladies, you are aligned. The countdown will start now. 5, 4, 3, 2,